Hello there. My name is Justice Cook. I'm a political science major with a concentration in law and courts, currently working towards my applications to law school. Aside from my numerous course loads within the American legal field, I also serve as a military intelligence officer in the Illinois National Guard. Um, I also have some prior experience and education within the medical field. And with that, I've kind of develop myself with a wide variety of skills sets to draw from, to include but not limited to leadership, adaptability, teamwork, and communication. I work towards holding a career consistent with law and international policy development. As far as my Clifton strengths this semester, my five were futuristic, significant, strategic, input, and command. Um, I think I've incorporated multiple of those through the semester. So, for instance, like my futuristic, I have definitely always am planning like forward, right? So, planning for my future, I'm always looking ahead. I do look in the past, and I do, also kind of focus in the in the present. But I have a habit of constantly looking into my future and what next steps I have to achieve. Um, so always doing that with like graduation coming up, my military commissioning coming up, what my summer's going to look like, vacations, things like that. As far as command, I think that I am always taking charge when it comes to group projects, different things like that. I kind of just naturally lead the charge and kind of delegate tasks and take a more prominent position. Um, an, an example that I have of career readiness competencies, I feel that I constantly used leadership and communication when I had my operations position in ROTC. That's called our S3 shop. Essentially, you had to work with your team and your subordinate leaders, your superiors, to really develop training programs for about 8 to 10 different schools across Illinois and a few in Indiana. Um, I had to have good communication to make sure that people were hitting their marks, people were achieving what they need to do, making sure that I receive information that's relevant to me and that I give information that's relevant to others. Um, as far as like leadership, you kind of have to be a good leader in that position. It's a very critical role. Um, you're kind of the brains and the uh, organizational factor behind the program. The two people above me are really more so like goal setting and like ideas people, but for me, I'm the one making those ideas happen and figuring out all the nitty gritty behinds. So I think that my leadership and communication skills have definitely like been shown in my career competencies because of that. Um, Going into the forward, like prototyping my career development, I currently already have a paralegal certificate. I unfortunately haven't been able to work as a paralegal because I have um, school, right? School, and it's strictly a 9 to 5 kind of position as a paralegal, and I just can't achieve that during a semester. So as soon as I graduate and commission, I'm looking to working full time as a paralegal while I submit my applications to law school. And then I'll be working full time for about a year or so until I actually start attending law school. Um, if besides that, I would like to dawdle in anything with state government, so maybe a couple internships here and there, as far as with the governor's office, any I guess senators or representatives in the state legislature. But those are not my primary; those would just be good alternatives if I am unable to do my paralegal work. As far as going into the future with this class, I think that students need to know that there's always room for improvement. It doesn't matter how much you've done in your career so far or how little you've done in your career. You can always grow and achieve more and fine tune some of those areas where you might not be as confident or as comfortable with where you are. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this class.